Good afternoon from Yummy BTV. Wishing you all well on a bitterly cold day coming from down here. And it's been bitterly cold the last 3 or 4 days, I'll tell you that. But I had to come up and report on a court case that I have put in the thumbnail for you lot to read. And it's a case and the ingredients and everything that goes with it that I have never heard or seen of throughout all my life. And I think some of you will say the same things. Now, we have to get round to thinking of the method of madness with this one here, right? And what does it all mean? I leave it up to you to think, but I think you can only find one conclusion on this, and that in the article it is explained that a father brought his 13-year-old son to a room, paid for 2 sex workers to do the job with his son, right? And during this time, he gave his son a line of cocaine as well. It's worth mentioning that he also stated and told the sex workers that his son was 18 years old. Now, turns up in a hotel room. We're not going to go into graphic details, but it said during this court case that they performed oral sex on his son, right? First things first, right, before I get round to the nitty gritty, is that really he's leading the sex workers into a position that they don't know that they're going with an underage person, right? So that's one thing. And that really wasn't outlined in the newspaper report, which I'm surprised about, really, because you're letting sex workers get involved in basically a crime that they're not aware of, because you're telling them that he's 18, right? The father gets 4 years, right, for arranging sex with a minor, of course, and supplying drugs, right? Now, why are you going to give your son, who's 13 years old, a line of cocaine as well, anyway, and bring him there for a room? The father says that he brought him there because his son had just finished with his girlfriend, 13 years old, right? And he wanted to cheer him up and whatever, right? Now, the son turned round and told his mum what happened. And the son saying he didn't want to do it, right? Some of you asking me, why couldn't the son say to his dad, I don't want to do it, Dad? But, you know, it's his dad. His dad's thinking, listen, son, come, that whatever way, right? But I'm thinking, the father turns around in the courtroom and says, yeah, I was trying to cheer him up and bring him there, and so what? I got him a blowjob and that kind of stuff, whatever. What's really the problem? The problem is that you just get 4 years for criminal activities, right? So the son tells his mum he didn't want to do it, so she reports it. The only thing I can think about is, what's the father getting off of it? The father is saying that he was a good father and that he was only looking out for his son. No, you can't be looking out for your son, for giving him a line of cocaine and getting him involved in with sex workers at such a young age, right? I know it's fun. I find it funny, but it's not really that funny, if you get what I mean, if you read between the lines, which I'm sure some of you will understand now. The question is being asked is, what will happen to him in prison? Now, I'm thinking either way, right? And remember, he's on a 10-year sex register as well, after all that, right? So he's labelled for life anyway. What will happen to him in prison? That he will probably have to go on the protection wing, probably have to, right? Probably have to. All right, Angel, I'll see you later, aren't you, Debbie? All right, Uncle Tel, I'll see you after. He'll probably have to go on the protection wing, and or if he doesn't, because the dad sounds a bit boisterous, like he's not really accepting responsibility for his actions in that way. So it sounds to me that the dad might go on normal location and face the music. What will happen to him? Nah, man. In this day and age, in prison, I can't see the dad getting harmed too much. You got worse sexual offenders. In reality, he is now a sexual offender. with his own child, you know what I mean, by making a decision, you know, based on whatever reasons he was doing it for, were not in his mind. Either way, it wasn't right. But on this one, nah, I don't believe anything happens to him in prison.